Hey everyone, welcome
Hello.
back. Today we are doing a special,
Outside.
Memorial Day special, as you can see outside. And today we're going to be talking about G.I. Joe, the American hero.
Real American hero.
Yes, real American hero on
Dojo!
Welcome back everyone to the dojo. Again, I'm David.
I'm Chad.
This is Chad. And we're doing a special today for Memorial Day
Memorial Day!
in remembrance of all of the fallen.
That's right. That's what Memorial Day is for, to remember those that gave their lives in combat, and also those who have died but were in service as well in one of the branches of the United States Armed Forces. So we thought it would be fitting to talk about the G.I. Joe animated series, which was obviously a great show, spun off toys, some terrible movies with The Rock, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about G.I. Joe, which of course every episode of G.I. Joe started the same way, with a very catchy intro letting us know that G.I. Joe would be there.
Yes.
So let's check out the intro. Let's watch it right now.
Yo, Joes!
You say Yo Juice?
Yo, Joe, yes.
Yo Juice!
The American hero!
Joe against Cobra the enemy.
That reminds me of the Captain America. Fighting for freedom! Well, what's weird is they portray it to be like way back in the day, like in the 30s or 40s, but they have laser beams. They shoot with the lasers.
That's not in the 30s and 40s.
Well, I mean, they portray like the way they dress. No, you don't think so?
You was like imagining.
I guess, maybe.
Because I don't know anyone in the 30s and 40s that had a totally opaque face shield like
I guess
Cobra
that's
Commander.
true, yeah.
I think they just took like generic G.I. Joe outfits and adapted them. Of course, Snake Eyes does look exactly like the guy from the 30s and 40s. No!
No!
Okay, so that's the intro for G.I. Joe. Started every single show. I think they do change it at some point.
They do change it a little bit.
I'm pretty sure that in this intro it said G.I. Joe against Cobra the enemy.
Yeah.
But it seems like there was also a version that said G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro.
Oh.
I don't know.
It might be in the later.
If you guys know,
80s.
post it down. Post a link to the video down in the comments, because I think there is another version. But nevertheless, G.I. Joe was awesome, and I think it was super. Like, one of the reasons it caught on is because it had like a million different kinds of characters. Whether you had like the stereotypical like G.I. Joe guy, like butch military guy who's like, let's go get him done, discipline and push-ups and stuff. But then you'd have all something all the way over to like Snake Eyes. You know, like a ninja. Nobody knew who he was.
That's
super abilities. And I apologize in advance. You can hear cars driving behind us because we wanted to do this outside in a beautiful sunny day.
Yes.
But of course, we can only get so far away from the road. So.
From life.
Yeah, from life and stuff. And somebody's driving a tractor over there.
Yes.
Inconsiderate swine. But I think that's one of the reasons that made G.I. Joe so good, is it didn't matter like what, if you liked martial arts, they had that. If you liked guns, you know, like military discipline, if you liked guns, if you they had the snow job, so if you were really into skiing, you could still be a G.I. Joe fan.
There was a main guy that I don't remember his name, but there was a main guy that was specific to the snow area.
Well, there's a main guy overall.
Well, but I mean,
and of course they kept breaking them down because they could keep expanding it into whatever toy they wanted to release. At the time,
I had a lot of the G.I. Joe toys. Me and my buddy would just play G.I. Joes for hours.
We had a pile of them. And of course, G.I. Joe never went. They were kind of like the A-Team in the sense that they were supposed to be like a covert military force. G.I. Joe wasn't a specific branch of the military.
Right.
They were a specialized. Like, they took the best from everybody, I think, was the idea. It's like, oh, are you super good on the Navy side? Because they had a Navy guy. Navy and the Marines.
They had an actual, like, American Indian guy.
Oh, yeah, they had American Indian guy. Was it?
Something like that,
That seems really stereotypical.
It's been a long time, but I mean...
It probably was in the 80s.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. They didn't really have that kind of stuff back then, you know?
We couldn't call him Scalps McGee or something, so... Yeah,
that was his name.
Probably Tomahawk. But yeah, they had everything.
Yeah.
And there, of course, there was Lady G.I. Joes too.
Yep.
There wasn't a pile, but there was a couple,
Yeah,
and they
there
were
was a
good.
few, yeah.
They weren't like just like secondary side characters that showed up with
they were
sandwiches.
like main characters, you know, depending on the episode.
I think one of them was like Black Widow. It wasn't Black Widow from Marvel, but it was
Yes,
like
Black
a
Widow.
super spy.
Yeah.
And I thought it was super cool. They never picked G.I. Joe. Never fought a country. They always
Right.
fought Cobra.
Yes,
the
they always
Cobra was
fought
trying
Cobra.
to take over the world.
Yes.
Kind of like Captain America. You said Captain America in the intro,
Yep.
so like Captain America fighting Hydra.
Yep.
G.I. Joe always fought Cobra.
I wonder if that's where they got the idea from, or vice versa. I don't know what.
Well, Captain America has been out a long time.
So I
before
wonder if
Joe,
I wonder if G.I. Joe took that concept.
they might have blended in this idea, like, well, if we make them against like if you imagine in the 80s, you could have put them against Russia,
Right.
and that would have worked.
Right.
But when the Cold War ended, or if there was ever a peace treaty, which they didn't know at the time,
Right.
you can't just have them keep fighting.
Keep fighting,
Ruskies.
right? Yeah. Now, what are they going to do? Well, okay, let's.
Now
fight
we
this other
hate
country over here.
France.
Yeah, whatever.
Baguettes, get them.
Yes.
Oh,
I do remember-
Joe, you're so stupid.
I remember. I know there was a bunch of posters that came out.
Yep.
But I remember one in particular.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna
take a
put it
look
here
there.
with the computer magic.
Yeah.
Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doo.
But yeah, that was. I remember that.
That was actually a poster for season 1.
Yeah,
1.1.
well, it was, yeah, for
But
season
yeah.
1. But that was like the one that I really remember. Like, I seen it and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. The one other big thing that I do remember were the PSAs, the public service announcements that G.I. Joe did. They did them for almost every single thing you could possibly think of. You know, don't tell your address to strangers.
Yep.
Be
Stay
nice
away
to
from
one
down
another.
power lines.
Yep, stay away from down power lines.
They always had one for don't go swimming during a storm.
Yep. Yep.
They had one for don't drive tractors by people trying to film.
They didn't, but they should have.
And of course, they spawned probably the most, which is kind of weird. That I mean, everybody knows Yo Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yo Joe! But they also spawned Now You Know, knowing is half the battle.
Yes. Yes.
And that was a big thing. Like,
Yes.
that's still a thing today.
That is still a thing
If you
today.
say it Now You Know to almost anybody
They will.
in the United
Like,
States,
yeah, Joe?
they'll say and knowing is half the battle.
Yes, they will finish it.
So,
And I know the one PSA that I remember the most, and they showed it in school, was
I never saw any in school.
Really? They showed one, I remember in elementary school, they showed this one particular, and it was, yeah, I think the reason why was because there was like a big, huge thing about lying.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was.
Yeah,
it
lying's
was-
fun.
Yeah, don't lie, always tell the truth. You know, we can take a look at that
Oh,
clip.
yeah. Let's check out that PSA. That was
yeah,
a good one.
let's
I mean,
check
they're
it
all
out.
good, but
Yes.
here we go.
Yes.
Don't lie.
Johnny, catch.
No! Let's tell Mom it was Billy's
Go
mistake.
ahead. Let's go.
You're making the mistake.
You're making the mistake.
Anyone can have an accident, but lying makes it
That's
worse.
right. Lying makes it worse.
She'll be even more upset if you lie. And how would you feel if Billy got punched?
Right.
Face
I'll
up
do
to
it.
what
Poor
Right.
Billy. He's just over there minding his own
I know.
business.
Way out.
I like cars.
We did it.
Remember, it's better to tell the truth.
Where do you guys? Where'd that guy come from?
And knowing is
Here
half
it
the
is.
battle.
There it is. Knowing is half the
Knowing
battle.
is half the battle.
That was one of the most iconic ones, in my opinion.
Well, because you remember it.
Right.
But
That's probably.
I actually had
why.
never seen that. It's the first time I've
Really?
seen that
This
one.
is the first time?
I've never
Wow.
seen. I saw the don't swim in the water when there's lightning.
Yep.
And the don't talk to strangers.
Yep.
And the house fire one.
Oh yeah, the,
The
house
kids.
fired one.
No, you're not supposed to
Fired.
cook at home or whatever because the kids set the house on fire.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So that was really cool, and that was
Yep.
kind of a big thing for GI. I mean, I think a lot of cartoons did it back in the 80s and 90s, but GI Joe, I think they had a PSA at the end of every
I think
episode.
they did. Yeah, I think they
Something
might have.
for kids.
Yep. I think they did.
Which was cool. I mean,
It
I don't know
was.
if it was like a marketing scheme
Yes.
or what, whatever it was. Whatever the reason, thanks GI Joe for keeping
Yes.
us from
Thank
talking
you.
to strangers, giving them their address, jumping into water with electrical lines, touching down power lines, setting our house on fire,
And I did all those things.
lying. I never lied. You're attractive.
Now you lie.
It feels good. The power!
But yeah, I think that pretty much concludes our
Yeah, that wraps
episode.
it up today.
But we're going to
Our Memorial Day
take
special.
Yes, we're going to take a moment of silence for all of the fallen.
Yes.
May you rest in peace. You will
And-
never be forgotten.
And thank you posthumously for your service. And thank you to everybody who has served and is serving
Or will
for your
serve.
service, for keeping us safe, letting us do what we do, make silly videos about G.I. Joe and stuff, for all those that have fallen and for everyone else. We appreciate it, and we will observe a minute of silence. All right, thanks everyone for joining us on the special Memorial Day episode of Retro Dojo. Dave, take us out.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we will see you on the next episode of Retro Dojo.